Hello friends, welcome to GMG Accountancy classes. In today's session, we are going to discuss about Class 11, Commerce, Chapter 9, Government Organization. The share capital of the government company must not be less than 51%. Airport Authority of India is a public enterprise. Identify the form of organization. This is departmental undertaking. Airport Authority is departmental undertaking. Government company means 51% minimum share capital. Next, the oldest form of organization in public sector. Oldest form means departmental undertaking. Next question. Government company purchases share in the name of president. So government company purchases the share in the name of president. The primary objective of the state enterprises is to serve the people. Next, very short questions. First question, state the different types of public sector enterprises. State means you have to mention departmental undertakings, statutory corporation, government company. Second point, what is the basic features of a departmental undertaking? Basic feature. What is the basic feature means only the headings. Ultimate responsibility, governmental financing, accounting and audit, managed by civil servants, sovereign immunity are the features of departmental undertaking. Now move on to third question. Give two examples for each of the following. Private sector enterprises. Private sector enterprises is global enterprise and public enterprises. Private sector enterprises is Reliance Industry Limited and Tata Consultancy Services TCS is the private enterprise. In that global enterprises means Bata Corporation, Colgate Palmolive, Micromax, Informatics and Infosys are the global enterprises. Next one, public enterprises. BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited is a government company. Life Insurance Corporation, LIC of India is a statutory corporation. Move on to fourth question. State the form of public enterprises which is most suitable for projects related to national security. Is departmental undertaking, public corporation, government company, defense company. Fifth question. The Industrial Policy Resolution 2001 exclusively reserved for few industries for the public sector. Name these industries. Atomic energy, arms and ammunition, defense, mining and railways are the Industrial Policy Resolution, are the few reserved industries. Next one, move on to short answer questions. First question, list the areas where the state or central ownership is a preferred form of business organization. Justify your choice of areas. First one, departmental form of organization is necessary for public utility services. So departmental form of organization is necessary for public utility services. Next point, the motive of these industries is not to earn profit but to provide service at cheaper rates. Strategic industries like defense and atomic power cannot be better managed other than government departments. So 3 mark question, 3 points is enough. 5 mark question, 5 points is enough. So if you return 3 points exactly word to word, you'll get the full 3 marks. Next, department undertaking can maintain secrecy in their working. Next point, railway, shipbuilding, energy producing concerns, etc. are very huge investment is required, which is beyond the means of private investors. Hence, government enters these fields and establish its own undertakings. Next question. Second question. What are the different kinds of organization that come under the public sector? First point, departmental undertaking. It is the oldest form of organization. A public enterprises is run as separate full-fledged ministry. Example, Indian Railways, Post and Telegraph, All India Radio, Doordarshan. If you can't able to write second point, you can write first point and third point in departmental undertaking. Next point, public corporation. It is a form of public enterprises which is created as an autonomous unit by a special act of the Parliament. It is created by a statute. It is also known as statutory corporation. Example, Life Insurance Corporation of India, LIC, the Indian Airlines, the Air India International are the example of public corporation. Next point, what is government company? So government company, any company in which not less than 51% of the paid up share capital is held by the central government or state government, or partly by the central government and partly by the state government. Under section 2 of 45 of the Companies Act 2013. Example, Food Corporation of India, ONGC is the companies of government. So they are government company. So minimum they are maintaining 51% of paid up share capital. Next one, next question, third question, list the name of some enterprises under the public sector and classify them. Indian Railways are departmental undertaking. Indian Post and Telegraph, departmental undertaking. Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, it's a government company. Life Insurance Corporation of India is a statutory corporation. State Trading Corporation is the statutory corporation. So these are the name of an enterprise. Next one, define departmental undertakings. It is the oldest form of organization. A public enterprises is run as a separate full-fledged ministry. Example, Indian Railways, Post and Telegraph, All India Radio, Doordarshan. No distinction was made between the routine function of the government. So, in this point, any 3 lines is enough word to word. Next one, what is meant by government company? Just now we studied in define government company. The same answer here. What do you mean by government company? Any company in which not less than 51% of the paid up share capital is held by the central government or state government, or partly by the central government and partly by the state government under Section 2 of 45 of the Companies Act 2013. Example, Food Corporation of India, ONGC. Now move on to long answer. Long answer. First question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of departmental undertaking? First point, easy formation. So this question is asked in the quarterly and half-yearly, both the exam. So this is very important question. See here 2 stars has been put. Easy formation means easy to start. It is easy to set up departmental undertakings. The departmental undertaking is created by an administrative decision of the government involving no legal formalities for its formation. Point, direct and control of parliament or state legislature. The departmental undertaking is directly responsible to the parliament or the state legislature through its overall head, example the ministry concerned. Third point, secrecy maintained. Strategic industries like defense and atomic power cannot be better managed other than government departments. Department undertakings can maintain secrecy in their working. Lesser burden of tax on public. Earnings of departmental undertakings are entirely paid into government treasury, resulting in lesser tax burden on the public. Instrument of social change. Government can promote economic and social justice through departmental undertakings. Hence, a departmental undertaking can be used by the government as an instrument of social change. So one heading, one line is more than enough. If you write 2 lines, it is very good. Next point, disadvantages. Right now we studied the advantage, now we are reading disadvantages. Red tapeism. What do you mean by red tapeism? There is too much of procedures which result in delay in departmental undertakings. Commercial organization cannot afford delay in taking decision. So the procedure for taking decision is take more time. So it is very difficult to maintain the work in departmental undertakings because decisions are taking too much time. Incidence of additional taxation. Losses incurred by a departmental enterprises are met out of the treasury. This very often necessitates additional taxation, the burden of which falls on the common man. So if the government companies does any mistake, the common people, common person has to pay more tax. Lack of competition. Civil servants are given control of these undertakings who may not have business outlook or commercial experience. They don't have commercial experience how to run the enterprise. So they run the undertakings in their own fashion without considering the sovereignty of the consumers. So they have very lack of competition, lack of experience. So how they can run the business? That's why the department undertaking is in risk. And that risk, that share, that loss will be divided by the common people. Casual approach to work. As officer of department undertaking means government company are subject to frequent transfers. They develop a sense of casual approach to work. As a result, the operational efficiency of the undertaking suffers a lot. Because of government companies, the government employees are transferred from one place to another place oftenly. So that person is not completing their work very efficiently. Even if he do efficiently work, then also because of transfer he can't able to complete his work. Next point, government interference. There is an excessive government interference and control in department organization. These undertakings are not given freedom to decide their own policies. So before taking any decision, they must ask the government to run the business. They have to ask the government how to run the business. They have to pass the rules and regulation before taking any decision. So what are the features of public corporation? Any 5 points is enough. Special statute. Statute means rules and regulation of public corporation. A public corporation is created by a special act of the parliament or the state legislature. The act defines its powers, objectives, functions, and relations with the ministry and the parliament or state legislature. So, special statute means the rules and regulations, special act. It should be passed in the parliament, and all the powers and objectives must be written over there. Next point, separate legal entity. What do you mean by separate legal entity? A public corporation is a separate legal entity with perpetual succession and common seal. It has an existence independent of the government. So its existence is independent of the government. It can own properly, can make contracts and file a suit in its own name. So companies differ from the members. It is depend upon common seal. The common seal of the company will show that this property or this paper belongs to the particular company. And perpetual succession means continuity of life. Members may come and members may go, but company will go on forever. Company will never stop for any person. It can own properly, can make contracts and file suit in its own name. So he can do the business in his own name. Also, anyone can file a case against him and he can file case against any other person. Capital provided by the government. The capital of public corporation is provided by the government or by agency controlled by the government. However, many public corporations have also begun to raise money from the capital market. Financial autonomy. A public corporation enjoys financial autonomy. It prepares its own budget and has authority to retain and utilize its earning for its business. So the government company no need to worry about finance. He can use the money, public money, for his own purpose. For the government company, because government company is meant for public. Management by board of directors. Its management is vested in a board of directors appointed or nominated by the government. But there is no governmental interference in the day-to-day working of the corporation. Third question, what are the features of government company? Registration under the Companies Act. So a government company is formed through registration under the Companies Act 1956 and is subject to the provision of this act like any other company. Executive decision of the government. A government company is created by an executive decision of the government without seeking the approval of the parliament or the state legislature. Second point, separate legal entity. A government company is a legal entity separate from the government. It can acquire property, can make contracts, and can file suit in its own name. Own staff. A government company has its own staff, except government officials who are sent to it on deputation. Its employees are not governed by civil service rules, free from procedural controls. A government company is free from budgetary, accounting, and audit controls applicable to government undertakings. What are the advantages and disadvantages of public corporation? Advantages. Bold management due to operational autonomy. A public corporation enjoy internal operational autonomy as it is free from governmental control. It can therefore run in a business-like manner. Management can take bold decisions involving experimentation in its line of activities, taking advantages of business situations. Legislative control. Affairs of a public corporation are subject to scrutiny by committees of parliament or state legislature. The press also keeps a watchful eye on the working of a public corporation. Qualified and contented staff. Public corporation offers attractive service conditions to its staff. As such, it is able to attract qualified staff. Staff has a motivation to work hard for the corporation. So, qualified staff will be kept. Tailor-made statute. The special act by which a public corporation is created can be tailor-made to meet the specific needs of the public corporation, so that the corporation can function in the best manner to achieve its objectives. Not affected by political changes. Being a distinct legal entity, a public corporation is not much affected by political changes. It can maintain continuity of policy and operation. So it will not affect any political party will come and go. Next point, fifth question. What are the features of departmental organization? Ultimate responsibility. The ultimate responsibility for the management of a departmental undertaking lies with the minister concerned, who is responsible to the parliament or state legislature for the affairs of the departmental undertaking. The minister in turn delegates his authority downwards to various other management levels in the departmental undertakings. Governmental financing. The departmental undertaking is financed through annual budget appropriation by the parliament or state legislature. The revenues of the undertaking are paid into the government treasury. Accounting and audit. The departmental undertaking is subject to the normal budgeting, accounting and audit procedures which are applicable to all government departments. Managed by civil servants. The departmental undertaking is managed by civil servants who are subject to same service conditions as applicable to civil servants of the government. Last point, sovereign immunity. A departmental undertaking cannot be sued anybody without the consent of the government. Sue means file a case. So a departmental undertaking cannot file a case without the consent of government. So without informing the government, he can't file a case against anyone. So up to this chapter is completed.